Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will be learning about classes. So classes are like special functions in JavaScript where you can encapsulate variables and methods that you can reuse later on. So let's take a look at an example of a class. So if you notice here, I've added some comments of what we're going to be doing in this video. So first we're going to create a page class, then we're going to create a contact page, which would be a child class of this page class. Then we're going to create instances of both page class as well as the contact page class, and then call the methods for each of them. So let's take a look at how we can do this. So to create a class, we can simply do it by using the keyword class, and then I can give it the name page. And then I'm just gonna open that up with using this curly brackets over here. And then within a class, you would create a constructor. I'm gonna create this constructor over here, and then for now, just leave it empty. Now what constructor is basically it's a special method for creating and initializing an object created within a class. And we're going to be creating an object once we initialize this class. So there can only be one special method with the name constructor in class. So if you create constructor like over here and then you create another one somewhere down here, this will throw you a syntax error. So you cannot create two constructors, you can only have one constructor. And in the constructor, you can pass in some parameters. So for example, in this page, I'm going to pass in a URL. My page should have a URL, and then I would simply say this.url equals URL. Now what I'm doing here, I will explain in a bit once we will initialize this page. So we will just be seeing the instance of the page .url is actually the URL that's being passed. So to give example, let's actually create an instance of the class. So to create an instance, we can simply do that using by creating a variable, and I can call this one, let's say page, and then I would do new and page. In fact, let me change this to do p1 so that it's clear and you don't get confused between both the pages class and the page instance. So this is my p1 object that I created, which is the instance of this page class. And to create a new instance, you use this keyword new, and then you would name the page over here, which is what we created. And I'm going to open this up with the parentheses. Now this is what's going to happen. Now if you notice here, I'm using constructor with the URL. So I just created an instance of this class. So in the bracket, I can actually pass in the URL now. So if I, let's say http dot, I'm going to say automationbro.com. Now here, if I do p1 dot, here I can access the URL. So this is basically me doing this .url is basically what's happening here. p1.url, it will be equal to this URL right here, which is over here. So now we can actually print this URL and see what we get. So I'm going to do console log here and print this out. If I hit enter, there you go. We're actually getting our URL back, automationbro.com. So this is what it's doing, right? So we are saying this .url is basically our p1.url should equal to this URL over here. So this way we can actually access this. Now we are not just limited to putting in the details in our constructor. We can create our own methods too. So to do that, I'm going to create my method and I will call this one, let's say open. So for example, I'm opening my page here, and then I will just simply do console.log, and here I would pass in, let's say opening page, and then do this .url. So this would tell me opening page and print out automationbro.com. Now if you notice, I'm not putting in function keyword here, because when we're creating a method in a class or creating a function in a class, we can do it directly this way. And now I can access it by doing p1.open. If I hit run, there you go. It's saying opening page, and then we got a URL automationbro.com. So that's pretty cool, right? So we can actually just access our method directly this way. Now we're not just limited to this or to just limited to creating one instance. I can create multiple instances of this. So I can, let's say let me just copy the whole thing, print here, and then I would change this to p2. And this time I'm going to change the URL to, let's say google.com. Now if I hit run, there you go. This time it's saying http google.com, opening page google.com. So we are able to actually create multiple instances, and we can keep reusing this class as many times, or the methods in that class as many times as possible. So another advantage we get with classes, obviously I'm not just limited to using single method here. I can create multiple methods. For example, I can create a method called refresh, and then I can do the same thing. Maybe this one I just want to say, hey, it's refreshing. That's pretty much it, pretty basic. And I can use that too in my new instance that I created. So I will do refresh and hit run. This would tell me, yep, it's refreshing. So that's pretty cool that I can create multiple methods I want, and I can keep using them in separate instances. So I don't have to use all of the methods, and for one particular instance, I can keep mixing and matching with other instances. Another thing we can do is, since this is our single class, I can create another class. Now I can create something called a contact page, which would be like a child class of this parent class. So I can make this one my parent class, and then I can make this one my child class. So how that would work is, I will create this first. I'll do contact page. And then here I can actually, by using extends or the inheritance, so I'm going to do extends and then I'll do page. What this would do is give me access to everything that is part of this page class here. So to show you an example how this would work is, if I print this out, I'll create an instance of this. I'll create contact and then do new contact page. And here I will pass in my URL, which is this particular thing. If I do /contact, and if I do contact.url, actually this won't do anything. I have to do contact.open. There you go. This time it's saying, hey, opening page, and it actually gave me automation bro /contact. So this time the way it's working is, so what I'm doing is I created the same way that we've been creating these instances, but this time I haven't really provided anything. There's no constructor, there's no methods over here, but instead I'm saying, hey, take advantage of everything that this class is doing. So now I'm able to reuse code on another level by accessing everything that this class is doing by using this extends keyword here. Now, if I want, I can go ahead and create my own constructor and my own open method, which we will take a look at just now. But if you just notice here, how powerful is that? By just extending that, I'm able to access everything that that class has access to, or the base class has access to. Now, this relationship you would see a lot, which is a parent-child relationship. So the parent would have multiple child and which can have access to all the parent methods. So what we will do now is create our own constructor. So I'm going to do constructor. And here, if I want to access what this constructor is doing, I'm going to have to do something called a super. So what super means is I'm saying, hey, I want to have access to this constructor, and then I want to do something else that I want to do on my particular constructor. So to give example, what I will do is I will say I need a URL, but I also need a title in this constructor. Then I would pass in my URL here. So this super URL is basically doing this .url equals URL. And then I would do this .title equals title and create my own open method. So this open method would have this pretty much the same thing that we are doing here. So I'm just going to copy this, but we're going to customize it a little bit. Instead of just passing URL, I will also say with title, and I would pass in my title. So I can do that by doing this .title. Now what I will do is if I just run right now, there you go. This time it's saying opening page, our contact, and with title, and it's saying undefined. Well, that's because we haven't really passed in the title over here. So if I do comma and pass in my title, which is contact page, if I hit run, there you go. It says opening page with title contact. So if you notice what we did here is we are creating the instance, right? We're calling our constructor, and this time I'm calling constructor, passing in my URL, as well as I'm passing in this title over here. Now I can keep adding as many parameters I want here, and then keep basically adding it over here too, and then take advantage of that when we're actually running it. But I think this is enough for as an example, you understand how this is working. Another thing that we did is actually used open, so we can actually reuse the same method, customize it the way we want. So when we will call it, it will not go to the parent class. Instead, it will use the child class open method. So the way this works is if whenever we call a method over here, it will check, hey, does contact has open? Nope. If it doesn't, it will actually go to the parent class. In this scenario, we does have the open method. So it just goes here and then it actually prints out whatever we want. Now we are not obviously just limited to creating, for example, open or refresh here. I can create my own method. Now what I will do is create a method called login. And here I will simply do console.log and taking, for example, this would be a login button selector. And to actually access this, I'm not going to do the typical method way that we have been doing. I'm going to use something called a get. So this is a getter. Now to access this getter, I can do this by doing contact.login button. Now one thing to notice, I'm not passing in the parentheses here. If I hit run, there you go. We got that login button selector. When we pass in the parentheses, if I run this, it will tell me, hey, that's not really a function. And the reason it's not a function is because we're using this get over here, which basically converts it into kind of a property which we can access this. And the advantage we have of doing this, and you will see that when we will get down to WebDriver.io, is we can create our selectors this way. So for example, I can create my login button selector. I can create the login button selector over here, And then I can chain this. So I can do, for example, dot click or dot something else, right? So then if I run this, it would do contact.login button dot click, and I can take multiple actions from there. So that's the advantage we get by doing it this way instead of just creating a function. So that's something, a really common pattern that you're going to see when we will get down to classes and page object model in WebDriver.io. All right, so I'm going to remove this for now. So this was it in terms of a quick introduction of how classes work. So we created our base page class over here. Then we created our child class. Now I can obviously go in and create another child class. So I can do, let's say, home page. And this would also extend from the page class here. And then I can kind of have all of the stuff that we did here. I can do it and change it up a bit for my home page class. And I can keep creating multiple child classes that will have access to these methods over here. So hope you understand how classes work now. We will be using classes a lot when we will work with page object model, like I said, in WebDriver.io. So try to practice and create your own parent and child classes and get familiar with it. That's it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one.